everyone. Welcome. How's it going? Let's get logged in here. What's up? We're getting logged in live, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all good in the hood. We had a terrible day yesterday, but we're back in business. All right. Sorry to hear about the news for Tio. That's unfortunate to hear. Condolences on that. Okay, let's see what's going on, shall we? Wait a minute, why did that not load? Hold up. I thought it had the ATOS already loaded. That's weird. Why is it not loading? I don't get it. What? I don't get why it's not loading ATOS. We're having the same issue from yesterday. Let me reset the windows. Hold up. Let's try resetting parallels. No. Actions. Restart. Let's just shut down. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, there we go. That was it. Hard reset of parallels. So we're kind of in a range of volume pointed controls here. Okay, that's enough. Okay. About 9 minutes till the hourly candle close. Give me a second here. Gotta log in real quick. Okay, back. Okay. Let's see what we can do today. Inside the range, we came from low, popped on up, creating a volume node in here. Alright, I get it. Okay. Alright, let's turn off the scan lines. Okay. Oops, I did the wrong one. Let's just do that again.
Are you ready through the Welcome to the adventure! Choose your alter egos!
Come on! Showtime!
Ready! Fight!
How's everyone doing out there? Hopefully good. Pretty good. All things considered, yesterday I had a terrible day, but it happens. Yeah. I mean, a full life of not 93, I think, but yeah. Yeah, probably gonna. I would imagine he's not going to trade today. I don't remember seeing anything, but.
Ready, fight!
Alright, so we got like 150 buyer at value area up here. 236.
Choose your alter egos. Wolverine. Rock.
Let's go.
Ready. Fight. Danger.
Okay.
Who's next?
Let's go, bub.
Ready. Fight.
This looks like it's good about the buyer. What do you call it?
Thumbs up, soldier.
Absorb that buyer real quick.
Soldier.
Let's go, bub.
Ready. Fight.
Hold up. Let's just see if this is gonna come true. We're gonna go sweep 225 or what? All right. Dun, dun, dun.
Shield slash. Shield slash. Yeah, I'll pick black. Good. Deep strike. Tornado bow.
Give me a sec here. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay. 1 second.
Optic blast! Optic blast! Let's rock! Optic blast! Behold! Optic blast!
So the VWAP on NQ's down at 220. We got a volume imbalance from the push up and 2 from the push down. So far, session delta is only 562 in aggression. Curious about this 150 buyer down here, the 236 region. If we come below that 150 buyer at 236, we could see a little bit of buyer absorption. All right, good enough. All right, let's see where we go. What's up, Fusion? Just to be clear, Fusion is woke corn dog, right? Alright, let's turn this off and get into serious mode here. Okay. Um, 215 sweep beneath the value area low would be grand here to send this little buyer of 150 contracts on a absorption ride. What's up, Mameda? Mameda. Please let me know if my voice gets distorted because of whatever overheating or whatever it is. I think it was after I bought the capture card for my game. Like, they're both plugged into... They're both Elgato, but it was the update in April, I think, that did it for Wavelink. I'll just reset it now so that it's fresh. Clicking. The clicking a moment ago was the game. This current clicking is bookmap. If you don't like it, I can mute that from the stream. With the like robots technically saying like absorption, blah, 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 blah. Those are alerts down here in the bottom right for, yeah, these little things. When they get below a certain threshold, when the aggression in either direction moves, it starts to have a drum tick. Basically lets you know when it's moving and by how much. Here we go, beneath that guy at 236. Okay. And 15 minutes until the open. Let's go see what she has. We're kind of bouncing off the weekly open, like 1, 2, 3. 3 hits to the weekly open. That's, I guess, where the, right around where this buyer is. Do we have another volume point of control? Where was yesterday's? Down here. Test. Why do I gotta echo? Hello? Hello? Why do I gotta echo? There we go. Weird. This is the, what, 22nd was yesterday, so 22nd, volume pointing control. Got 12 minutes.
Absorption ESU 5 CME sellers at 63.70. Sweep ESU 5 CME buyers at 6,370.5.
Interesting jitter up and then jitter down. Let's see what's the news brought in. Is there anything? Existing home sales 30 minutes after open. That's about it. Got a bunch of red folders on Friday. PMI, retail, unemployment. Okay. For a split second, the algo shifted and then it dropped. Like, it cleared the order book. That's why I was wondering what news was in, because the whole cloud of orders just shifted. So far, this this buyer is in control. Coming above the volume pointing control. And the VWAP on a toss. Got two different VWAPs. Bookmap is down at 218, so. Hitting the volume imbalance on the 1,000 tick. What's up, TO?
Sweep NQU5 CME buyers at 23,261.
Went up to the
Absorption
second
ESU5
volume
CME sellers at
imbalance.
6374. Sweep NQU5 CME sellers at 23,260. Sweep ESU5 CME sellers at 6,373.25.
And that was a interesting jitter pre-market, sweeping all the buy side. What's up with my cat?
Absorption ESU5 CME buyers at 6,374.5.
So, with that pre-market jitter to the upside, the sweep of 280 buy-side contracts with the push up.
Absorption ESU5 CME sellers at 6375.
What about ES? ES also swept some orders, now trying to defend and possibly reach up to 63.80 and 85. What do we got below?
Absorption ESU5 CME buyers at 6374.
Fair amount below. This could be a touch and go on the volume imbalance. Mm-mm-mm. 3 minutes.
Absorption ESU5 CME buyers at 6373. Sweep ESU5 CME sellers at 6,372.75.
And 2 minutes. I got a mention somewhere. Oh, that's everyone. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, they just kind of popped up and swept the pre-market push down. Interesting. Hatsified. Um, 1 minute plus. Exactly. So we basically bounced off weekly open. It was like the third reaction off of it. This session anyway. Yeah, one in Asia, one just before we like an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago, and then this is the third. We got, I think, 32 seconds, so we'll see. Where do we go from here? And we are off to see the wizard. The wonderful wizard of Oz.
Absorption ASU 5 CME sellers at 63.73.
And open we go. And away we go. Again, this 150 buyer at 236. That's where you see the absorption point. And is he going to get absorbed? Stop in profit on that. And we're trailing it. We're back at settlement. Previous day VWAP. Trailing it aggressively. 130 ticks up. Second contract peeling off here just below settlement. Now aggressive trail on the third. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Trailing 167. Oh, just popped up and stopped me out. Wait, what? We still in it? I think we're still in it. It stopped my copy trade. Hold up, flat. Should. Okay, it hit it. The trailing. Gotcha. Okay, 824 bucks. But it's still probably gonna go. Ping pong. Nice. Good stuff. Congratulations. That was pretty nice. It hit the, it was a touch and go on the, it was the touch and go on the volume imbalance plus the, what do you call it? The inflection point guy at 236 that had me at hello. Oh, damn. It's a FU candle. Are you getting more sellers here? 72 seller just stepped in at 205. A 50 seller too. So basically 150. They're going to try to like turn them into buy side, it looks like. There's a 79 seller that is swept up on the way down too. just below 200. I'm not taking anything, don't want to give back. We'll just see the low-hanging fruit only. Interesting. Super tight. Seller absorption means that it's going to go up, and buyer absorption means it's going to go down. Generally, like that's what the terminology means. You mean like buyer? Ah, yeah, I hate it too. Purple and red for me. Blue and red on my other stuff. Teal, if you will. So, yeah, so right here it looks like there's the seller absorption means that it's going to go up right now on these guys that I circled. So that's why it's like going to possibly come up to that volume imbalance at, what is that, 230? And now it's turning them into buy side. It's like the late shorters get effed.
Absorption
They're
ESU 5
expecting
CME
yesterday's
sellers at
results and getting
63.69.
possibly trapped. It hit about 468 in buy side there with that sweep to value area low. That could be enough to continue the downside. We just hit the settlement again and the value area low. If you go against 205, you'll start rewarding the sellers again. Depends on how many buyers they induce. Are we still below that guy? I think we're below that 150 guy. Yeah, there's at 236. Uh-huh. I'm seeing a bunch of both sides, a lot of like, you know, not clear stuff, but I'm seeing a lot of more buyer blue here. So this previous VWAP at 226 and the value area low 224, which is now going lower. Do you get this buyer absorption? ES has a lot of liquidity building at 63.87, insinuating it wants to go get that kind of. Like in this idiot box, it's making like 500 contracts up at 63.87.5. They're more tightly packed than what's below, so could pop up on and get those guys. I'm getting in like NQ looks like it wants to absorb the buyers. AS looks like it wants to pop up and turn some sellers into buyers, so I'm not getting congruence. Let's look at what TO's got going on. It's like a purple box. What do the purple boxes mean? Oh, you're getting more buyers here. 71 buyer, 73 buyer. It's like getting some buyer absorption potential. Or the buyer's stepping up into control here. Again, Mitzi. There was only one time I ever saw at a stripper, and I was like pulled along by my friend to a bachelor party. It was so gross. It was at somebody's house, and it was like all the dudes were like watching some stuff in the living room beforehand to get like hard as a rock. You know? They're like, these aren't the strippers you're looking for. All dollar bills. Like, it's like a tip jar, like in the coffee room, you know? This looks like it's absorbing the buyers here. Yeah, if it was a culture of it, why not? Yeah. We just dumped beneath value area low, swept about 463 sell side. Yeah, looks like we could go sweep these lower prices now. But now you're getting some sellers step up. This entire thing is just sellers being hit plus new sellers entering. So if it stays below 209, the sellers are tipping their hand here. Needs to stay below that for the sellers to remain in control. Me? You got a hot mic, brother. Hot mic. There you go. Nice. But yeah, that time I went to that thing, it was like gross because there was like she was taking offers in the bathroom to do some other stuff and I was seeing guys like disappear. I was like, whoa. I was like, what? And I didn't even know anyone. It was like some weird friend of a friend of a friend's thing. And you're like, what the hell is this? was like, it reminded me of Requiem for a Dream. Dun, 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 dun. All right, my cat's getting angry. She's like, pay attention to me. Why are you looking at your computer screen? All right. Yeah. We got some. Looks like it's the sellers stepping up here. Again, if it comes below this first pool at 204 that I circled, they're getting their strength back. $1 million. Yeah, that was the grossest thing I've ever. That was just that was like 19 at the time, so that was ages ago in America. I would never in Japan, although Japan has its own can of worms.
Sweep ESU5 CME sellers at
There we go.
6,362.5. Absorption
Sellers
ESU5
in
CME buyers at
control.
6,362.5.
Make a lower high and a lower low.
Absorption ESU5 CME buyers at 6,360. Sweep NQU5 CME sellers at 23,174.5.
We hit 490 sell side. Now we're hitting another 300. That's lovely. We just hit 200 contracts. Another 57 hit. It's going. Baby, are you down, 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 down? Even if the stock's price falling down. Yeah, that's a large amount. There's a lot of people selling right here. Isn't it orange? The housing, whatever. Is it red? Oh, snap. Ah. Huh. Interesting. Dmitry, hide the bodies. I don't know why I said that. Oh, nice, Fusion. Good job. Or woke corn dog. But corn dog, you see the theoretical of what I'm talking about, right? Like, it's like you see these large sellers, you circle them. Then you see some buyers and you circle them. And then it's like, okay, well, if it goes against those buyers, it's punishing them. And then there's a lot of sellers. If it goes below them, they're in control. If it goes below there, they're in control. And it's like not my opinion. It's like what's happening. But without seeing that, you don't really know what's going on in the candle. It's like seeing it day after day after day. It's just like, the dude Cypher pointing out, a brunette in the Matrix, it's like it doesn't make sense at first, but over time, like hitting there's times I've caught falling knives like this where it's like you see like 600 hit, 257 hit, another 200 hit, it comes back on this
Absorption
circle, and that's like
ESU5 CME
a
buyers at
pristine knife catch. But I've
6,361.25.
also seen it like dump 7K in contracts at that point too, so I'm a little bit more hesitant on that. But yeah, that's also a play too, catching the knife. We just recover. Oh, nice. Yeah, we had two. We just did it. It could be another touch and go. We did the pre-market touch and go, and we could touch and go on these if we're going to continue to reject off the value area low. We just grabbed about 500 in buy side. They're doing a good job keeping a break even on the session. They like grab like 1,000 in both directions. And then in the wider context, we're just bounced off of a 15th of July volume point of control that we reacted off of 3 times. And basically where we stuttered last night, or yesterday rather. Last night for me. So we're kind of in this giant idiot box from yesterday. What's ES up to? ES has got that huge percolating sell wall up at 63.85. That's just sitting there with all these tiered orders that are all bright red on my screen. And to put it in a wider context, from Friday, we had the nukes on our indicator for the swing trade short play. And then right after the nukes locked in, we've been seeing lower lows ever since. So we got fatigued across the 7 key time frames. We rejected yesterday's volume point of control too. So right now I'm just making like a few candles in both directions. I'm glad I got mine early on. Yeah, you have like a channel that it created on the way down, and it's kind of testing the upper end of that. All right, cat, I got it. You don't need to bite me. The only thing I ever got into with The one thing I got into with Elliott wave was ABC waves, and like basically everything being ABC with and then waiting for the D wave after the C, or it's basically all iterations of that. You get used to seeing the ABC. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was big into fib extensions at one time. I just put it up, yeah, and we hit the 786 and bounced off that on the fib extension to the downside. So I totally see what you're saying. Like we had like a C. Well, it wasn't really a C, but it was the thorough C would have gone all the way down to 110, but yeah, it was kind of like a stutter at the 786. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, fibs, like there's basically three pillars to trading. There's momentum and there's math and then there's the liquidity side of things. If you get in tune with all three of those, it's like you yeah, you're pretty good. They're all true in their own right. And you could just trade one of the pillars technically and just have good risk management because it doesn't really matter. It's the least of your worries. It's all about your mindset. But okay, what is it doing? Looks like ES wants to sweep that 63.55. You're generating some sell side here. Like religion. Yeah, it's like, well, it's like the Eskimos with 50 words for snow. Like, essentially, like an ICT 2022 model is just a inverted head and shoulders or head and shoulders, depending on if you're trying to short. But it's just that you're just seeing the right shoulder and trading the right shoulder. And it's like you could be a pattern trader, you could be a ICT trader, you could be a volume imbalance trader, and everyone's looking at the same thing, looking for their same like confluence within that system. And that's why it'll
Sweep
always
NQU5
nice
CME sellers at
dump here.
23,193. Sweep ESU5 CME sellers at 63.58.
ES also
Absorption
swept that
ESU5 CME
63.55.
buyers at 6,357.5.
Love. Well, it looks like we are on our way to retest the lows. Yep, the news. How many more days on this? July 24th. Okay, Friday. The forever sale for Apex apparently ends Friday, but that just means they'll have another sale. They're just like, yeah. But that the good news is they might have a 90% then. They upped their base prices, I noticed. So like their 80% off is off of a higher price, so it's actually like 60% off of the old price or something. It's like I see what you did there. It's like a 3-card Monty thing. They're like, no hate, of course. I'm just saying they're sly. But yeah, you got some more resting orders stacked to the downside on NQ as well as ES all the way down to 63.50. Looks like now that in retrospect that those resting orders stacked really up at the 63.85 are more like a defender for a short, like they're just like protecting their entry or something. And now they're resting, they're getting all those standing orders for the longs that long this range, this idiot box. The line. So right now you got 31 down at 160, 36, 165, 44, 150, 33, 155. So you got about 100 orders all the way on the way down to 150 that it's just about to sweep the 165 40 lot. And then you'll see it on my
Sweep NQU 5
boom.
CME sellers at
Literally said sweep NQ.
23,160.75.
And they just swept 282 off the table. And the news begins now. Boom, swept the 55. Another 150 lot taken. All right. And next up is 150, another 50 lot at 150. Here we go. You got a 79.80 lot buyer. They're at, or sorry, seller that's at 91. Now 50 lot seller at 158, and it's rejecting those guys. So they're like, wait a minute, we're gonna turn you into some buy side here. So that seller that was hit after the fact is definitely a short at 158 and 157. So they could come back on this 150 lot seller that's looking to see a jitter down. They might just take them to a ride to the volume imbalance to see how test their metal. Test their metal. And indeed they are. And another 80 lot seller just entered at 176 and 174. They could punish them some more if that's what they're doing, if they're going to DCA. Just came back on above them. The slingshot could be real. Let's see what. Do we have any divergence is the question. No, kind of. Do you guys do exercise? That's good. Nice. I was big in. That's cool. Now you want to get out, huh? Silly cat. So you're getting a little battle here. You get 80, not 80 and 80. You're getting a bunch of buyers here at the 170 and 168, offsetting the sellers kind of, and could see some buyer absorption down into the 158s again. Yeah, I really, it's fun. Like, I don't know, I'm getting like hooked on doing more. I'm up to like oh wow. I used to do the P90, like it was like all mix of stuff. The original one.
Absorption ESU 5 CME sellers at 63.58.
I found this one guide for free weights, like his name The Movement. He's pretty like his annihilation stuff is pretty good for like each like chest and arms and back. It's like a 20-minute thing, but it will wreck you. You need a bench though, but he has some without it. All right, so we came back on these sellers after it's a blend here. I'm not really seeing. Yeah, the immediate recovery of this fuck you candle is like insinuating it wants to keep going down. NQ also had a bunch of resting orders placed on the way up, like down, and they swept into some of it, but it's a lot of tiered stuff from, you know, they keep laddering at 175, 180, and it looks like people wanting to get into shorts. So they're like, if you want to come up, we're happy to fill. And they're just laddering it, and that's what you would call, like, I guess, a defender or whatever, but I don't really see any key levels here either, other than the July 15th volume point of control at basically where we're at right now. And that was kind of where we swept yesterday, but we went a little bit lower yesterday. We went to like, what was that? 23,108, like 60 points below it, but let's just mark it. So you have the previous swing low at that
Sweep and QU 5 CME
108.25.
sellers at
That's the next
23,151.25.
stop if we keep going lower, kind of. Unless you want to like count like these London lows from yesterday. Nice.
Absorption ESU 5 CME sellers at 6,358.25.
Well, we just had a nice recovery after hitting a bunch of sell sides, so you're good in the hood now. And they're going and hitting all those resting orders on the way down, so they just swept all those like 80, 90 orders on the way down, turning them into buyers up here. Hmm. Nice. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 63.61.
Yeah, it's pretty much ever since the cleanest thing was in the open, that down with no real like recovery, but everything else has been up and then down and then up and then down and then up down and then up down and then up down up. Yeah. That's pretty much where I'm at. That's why I've just been chilling. I'm just trying to provide value for others at this point. But yeah. It's fun though. If you get in the habit of just observing, then it's like you only end up taking the undeniable ones. And then it's less like sweaty. Like you're just like, oh, okay. Nice. $1,000. You ever hear the theory about wick recovery? Yeah. It just generally always recover, especially if you have V-shaped, like that's just like a signal that it's gonna go back there first for a genuine like long setup or whatever. Like it's just too if it's too clean of a thing, it's fake. There was a guy when I traded Bitcoin called Trader's Reality. He's really good.
67.75.
And he always talks about the market makers and everything. It's like kind of a conspiracy theory style, but he's not wrong necessarily. He was talking about Alameda. Right. Well, he was talking about Alameda and stuff before Sam Bankman-Fried got caught. But the way he talks and everything is just, he's hilarious. The way, like his just overall like theatrics that he gets into about everything. But he has he's pretty interesting to listen to even if you don't trade crypto. Can't believe how they messed up that opportunity. Right. And then doing like crystal meth and like having orgies, and they're all kind of ugly looking too, no offense. The fusion. Fusion, it's Trader's Reality. He does like a 30-minute thing prior to the open. He's kind of like a daily streamer thing, but he does Bitcoin and futures. Yeah, it's yeah, if you look at what it's been basically for the last 30 minutes, we've been 3 red candles, then a doji, and then now we're on the 5th candle down. So it's basically we're basically at this July 15th volume point of control trying to decide to give up the ghost on it or not. And if you give up the ghost on it, the next point is that wick recovery at 108 for the next potential key level long or defense zone. But it's been this like regression trend to the downside for the last 30 minutes. Now popping up on everything. It's just like been popping down and popping up and down and popping. That's why I've just been like chilling. Yeah, that's him, Fusion. Exactly. His name's Tino. I watched him religiously for like a year. He was the one that got me into like cloud strategies and stuff, and then I made my own version of the cloud. He had an EMA cloud, and it was not volume based, and so I made mine based off of volume. And yeah, he does the whole like cloud kiss kind of theory, but yeah, he has these things called vector candles, which are like using this thing called PVSRA strategy, which is like it takes the previous 10 candles volume, and if it's 10 times the what is it, 200% of the last 10 candles combined, it will change color. So it like tells you when significant volume enters. And so he uses the PVSRA, he calls them vector candles. And yeah, but it's not his own creation, and those are all, he gives it away like for free too. PVSRA. I have those on here. Let me take that off and I'll show you what it is. Hold up. Wait a minute. We need to switch profiles. Hold up. Let's do just the regular one. Whoa. All right, so let me get out of here. So like here on the 5-minute, you'll note that these purple and blue candles turned bright green and then bright red, and these volumes on this were gray candles, and then they turned green, and so that means significant volume entered 10 minutes before the open. So this is what rabbit hole I got into with volume before I looked inside at the actual volume, you know what I mean? So it's like you're seeing where I started, kind of. I mean, technically, you don't need to go any deeper than that. I'm just insane about going to the actual thing, the substance, the substrate. Must go deeper. But yeah, PVSRA is a cool concept. It will color the candles based on the previous 10 and the percentage of volume being more than that. All right, well, we'll stick with you till 11:30. Tomorrow, if we can keep these viewers up to this 9 count that we have and keep it like at a constant 10, and then you have comments on today's video because you can't do it in the live stream tomorrow. If you comment off of today's video when we end it, and that'll enter you for a end of the week drawing. Let's try to get like at least 10 comments and 10 viewers tomorrow. That'll be cool. We can end the week with another giveaway. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. So we got 116 and 74 seller at 175 and 173 that they're coming back on. You could see some seller absorption here. And you had some 90 lot at 167 and 166. So these 300 contract sellers could be like turned into buy side a little bit here. All dependent on whether it stays above 175. You got a volume imbalance up at the 195-ish region, and you got 41 contracts at 185 and 54 at 200. So more up above than down below in the immediate vicinity. So this could be your delta slingshot to the upside. Delta slingshot to the upside for 500, Alex. Delta slingshot to the upside. All of these terms are not my own, by the way. They are standard order flow terminology. Absorption, sweeping, delta slingshots. A slingshot is exactly like it is. It pulls back a little bit, only to immediate let go and go in the opposite side, using the opposite idea in as a trap. So it's like basically a trap. So it slingshots against them. And absorption is like an idiot box that stays in an area and induces one side over the other and then goes against that side. So a slingshot is generally faster than absorption. It only does it briefly, and it gives the insinuation it's a reversal, and it's like, psych! So this is like your typical kind of seller slingshot right here, ideally. The longer it takes, the less it seems like legit. So it should be quick. Slingshots are quick. So going up to 200 would be where you would look to aim the slingshot. I don't watch any nowadays. I am the YouTuber now. I put in enough time, let's say, years. But I still like Tino. I don't have any problem with him. At least he's not trying to shill courses. Although he does have a course, but I never took it. If you watch any of them enough times, he just explains it away anyway. There was this one guy that when I was trading crypto, that I was like, quote unquote, elite trader under. And yeah, long story short, he was, trying to nickel and dime his way out of some code that I created, and he said we created it, and he was like, trying to be egotistical about it, and I was just like, no, man, I'd rather not have the money than not be authentic about what I made. Yeah, like he has now like 50K people, and he wears a suit and tie, and he basically dances the jig, but he's the literal definition of a snake oil salesman because he has so much churn in his audience. It's so gross. I'm like, how does he? And then he always cries on stream and talks about God and
Sweep
stuff.
NQU 5 CME
I'm
buyers
like,
at
God, man, it's like watching Kenneth Copeland.
23,187.25.
Like he's just trying to buy that private jet using his audience's money. And then he rents Airbnbs and travels around and acts like he's like the crypto bro baller. And then there's sometimes on the stream where he was like, where he would like yell at his wife, and it was like borderline abuse. You're like, he's like, I said, get me the eggs before the stream.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 63.62.
And it's like, and he thought he mute himself, but then sometimes he would mute himself, but you could read his lips and he's getting all red and yelling, and you're like, here we go. Oh, man. Yeah. And then he like I said, that was when I was having my falling out with crypto. Was I knew he and a bunch of other streamers, like there was a guy named BitBoy who was like smoking, I don't even know if he was crack or meth or something, but he had like a million subscriber channel, and then he had like a crash out, like big time, like he cheated on his wife, and then everyone found out, and he lost his channel. And then he was smoking meth, and he tried to steal his Lamborghini from his wife while she was with her new boyfriend. And it was like he was trying to stream it all live, and it was like he was tweaked out at the time. It was like, what? And then anyway, he was associating with this guy and a bunch of other guys, and they were doing that whole Pepe coin. And it was like, I heard they had like a Telegram groom first, and then they were like thinking about agreeing to shill it to their audiences in advance, but get in first, so they can make their bag. And I'm like, oh my God, this is totally like illegal stuff. I didn't know BitBoy, but the guy I associated with who wears the suit and tie does. Right. Right. Yeah, it's just like, so it's like I can't in my best conscience like hate people that do that and then turn around and do that. You know what I mean? Like no matter what, I will never fucking do that. Right, exactly. I'm not trying to say you're going to make gains if you hang out with me. Like he would always do that. He'd be like, gains, and he would put out setups, and he's like, everyone's making gains on gains on gains. And it was it's so like, I mean, I'll give him that. He has charisma, but most like, narcissists do. Yeah. All right. Looks like it's going to hit 200. All right. Have a good one. See you tomorrow for Friday. Yep. See you. Yeah, that guy, man. I dodged a bullet. I don't even care if I would have made like money hanging out with like or him like selling my indicator or whatever. I'm so much more peaceful, like just not even thinking about that dude. No, I wasn't really looking at like I wasn't interested in the whole crypto bro thing, but I did believe in Bitcoin as a store of value. Like I was like kind of into the whole Bitcoin maxi kind of thing. We're about to hit the 200. So, but it was just like the whole cesspool of like meme coins and all of the metas that they had with that. Like you had metaverse and then you had like what was it, NFTs and all these other scams, essentially, because everyone would just make a website and make all these egregious claims to get people to, initially invest, and then they just like bag them and like not do anything. So it was just a bunch of like ethereal nonsense. And so yeah. Right. So they just make a white paper and make a website and then make a claim. And then people be like, yeah, this is the next big Ethereum, ADA coin. Oh, this coin. Oh, Pep. And then they just didn't even care anymore. When it was going to the Pepe thing, it was like they didn't even have a white paper. They were not audited. It said like on the coin scan thing, token scan, whatever it was, it said suspicious. And people
Absorption
still
ESU 5
traded it. It
CME
was like they
sellers at
didn't even care. It got to the point where it
6,359.75.
was a meme of itself.
Absorption ESU 5 CME sellers at 6,359.25.
Yeah, yeah. It was like, and then so the poo coin became like cool or whatever to trade. They had like ape, what was it? Ape? Yeah, they had ape and they're like ape into ape. Oh, and then it was like Pepe, and it was just like, I was like, what am I doing? Like, why am I into this stuff? Like, it doesn't even make sense anymore. And I was just like, and then the things that he was doing and the churn I saw in his audience, it was just like, I don't really believe that he's like providing them the accurate truth. Like he's not being authentic. Occasionally I watch what he's doing and he's doing the same old thing. Ilhadi knows who I'm talking about. That's where we both came from. So we went up to the volume imbalance on the 1,000 tick to the tick. Oh my gosh. And then immediately reversed off that. Crazy. So we were just shy of the 200s. He was really good at gaslighting too. He would like gaslight his audience, and then he would also like he would put out projections for both sides, and then he would always say he was right. He would like say if it goes here, if it goes up, it's going here. If it goes down, it's going here. And then when it goes down, he's like, I told you. It's like, but you said both. He's like, I always said it was going down. What are you talking about? It's like, these aren't the droids you're looking for. I don't know if it was me, Ilhadi. I think it was like Smurf in them. I'm not sure. They were using Momentum Master with futures and having some success with it, so that's why it started to pivot that direction, I think. Wow, that was a touch and go of touch and goes on that volume imbalance. Holy moly. Yeah, it's pretty aggressive in what it's doing right now with this pullback. So, yeah, we just hit the other volume imbalance from the push up and created a new one at 165. What do we have around here? Basically, that July 15th volume point of control is just what the thing is not wanting to give up the ghost. But again, I will end the stream here, and if we can get this same concurrent viewers up tomorrow and some comments on today's video, we will do the last giveaway of the week. So let's do it. So everyone stay positive, stay frugal, and stay blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow.